Yeah. What up? What up? It's Big Twins, aka the grimy one. Y'all know the Mobb Deep infamous clique. Yo, check it out, man. I want y'all to tap in to Cigar Talk Toronto, man. You know, they be putting it in, interviews and this and that. So check them out. Cigar Talk Toronto from Big Twin, y'all. You already know.
All right, we are back Saturday night on the Block 105 radio. Once again, shout out to everybody that tunes in each and every week. You're 50% of the equation. The other 50% of the equation is the guest that we have on the show. And tonight we got another great guest. We got Benny Slumz. What's going on, man?
Hey, what's good, man? You know,
Everything is good here, man. I'm about to light up a cigar and have a drink and enjoy the night.
yes, sir. Let's
What
get it.
what you got going on tonight?
Now I'm having movie night with my nieces and my kids right now.
Okay. So they can't wait for you to get back to that. What's on the agenda for the movie night?
Uh, I ordered Ready or Not and Ready or Not 2.
That's a horror movie, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Are you guys into the horror genre?
yeah, they are.
Okay. What about yourself?
Uh, yeah, I would say so. Horror is my favorite genre.
Okay.
Definitely.
What's your favorite horror movie?
Dang. You know, it was a joint called is it Dark? With the girl from True Blood, Sookie from True Blood. I think it was called The Dark.
The Dark.
You
I've been out of horror movies since I got married. My wife doesn't like them, so I don't get too much
know?
opportunity to watch them. But
Yeah,
one of my favorite genres actually is horror movies.
yeah, mine too, man. I read a lot of horror novels, man. You know, I like the books better than I do the movies now.
Okay. That's because they say you get more to the story with books, right?
Yeah, you know, and you could go more in depth in a book.
Okay.
You know, and then they make good horror novels still, but they don't make good horror movies like they used to.
It's what's the last horror movie I watched was I think Scream 7. I seen that I actually was able to drag my wife to the theater to watch it. I'm a big fan of the Scream movies. Just because I like the realism to it. It could literally be a real story.
Yeah.
But something I've heard is once again, like you get the studios, they know they can just make bank on the movies, so they don't even care about making a good movie that sucks you in. They just care about putting butts in the seats and because they know they're going to make money from it.
You know, I think from the recent trend that's been going on in the theaters, man, it's like what is it? Influencers, like YouTube influencers and stuff. They've been making a lot of money in the theater, like with the back rooms and the obsession. You know, those movies are making more money than the actual big budget scary movies right now.
Mhm.
I think Obsession just grossed like 300 million international, and it only costs like I think less than 30 million to make.
I heard about that. The funny thing is I actually listen to horror movie podcasts.
Yeah.
So that's how I remember hearing about that the other day. It surpassed Scream 7, which was like 200 and something million. That's crazy.
Yeah, man, I think people want the originality now, man. Not that big budget crap that they've been putting out.
I think, you know what? I think that's happening in every industry right now that we're making that turn back around because we're seeing that in the rap game right now.
Yeah,
We're starting to see that um I'll call it Hollywood hip hop
yeah,
is starting to kind of, get swept away a bit. And now, the older generation artists, which they've been doing it for since, the 80s and the 90s, they're starting to make a comeback now and get more into the spotlight. You're getting a lot of newer artists that are starting to get more spotlight than they would have been, say, 5, 6 years ago.
yeah. It got saturated. No disrespect to none of the mainstream artists and commercial artists and all that, but underground, man, the underground artists, that's where the hunger is.
Yeah.
That's where the talent is, the song, the concept artists and the lyricists and all that. You know what I mean? Here is not popularity, man. It's straight grit.
That's correct. But you know what I've been analyzing a bit, and I think that it's myself personally, I used to sit back and say, okay, this is not hip hop, this is not this, right? But I think I had it incorrect. I think what we did was get to a point where you created subgenres of hip hop. Just like
Yeah,
with like you know what I mean, like electronic music, you get the dubstep, you get the liquid dubstep, dance, house, deep house. So I
yeah,
think all the stuff we were critical of wasn't not hip hop, it was just a new genre being created.
yeah. Different genres. Cause what is it like? Some of the beats is like techno-ish, you know, and now it's like a lot of harmony,
Hmm.
but it's in the flow. So you definitely right, man. That's definitely a good way to look at it. You know what I mean? Different genres, different subgenres in hip hop.
Yeah, because and I have to admit I think I was wrong in that sense because I think if we look at it the way I was looking at it, we're beating down something that we're really passionate about.
Yeah. But like you said, man, I like lyricism, man, and concepts, stories, that nature of hip hop, man. I'm not really a fan of the newer stuff. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I
no,
don't,
I
I
get.
don't knock it, because everybody got their taste, but it's just not my thing.
So, we were just talking about horror movies. Do you ever take you read novels, you watch horror movies. Do you ever take any of like that type of atmosphere and put that into your music?
Nah, but uh, I don't know. I can't say no because me watching a lot of TV and reading a lot of books, that kind of evolved my way of thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and kind of broaden my spectrum and how I word things. So I
Ha-
can't say no.
Have you always been like an avid reader?
Yeah, yeah. Since a young kid.
Is that something that like you would recommend to an artist to really broaden their knowledge, their way of thinking and being able to formulate different bars, etc.?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely would. I definitely would. One of my friends said something, you know, uh, and I never noticed it, but he was like, "Yo, man, you need to go listen to some country music
Mhm.
or read something different because you're not the rhyme scheme, but your wording is becoming similar in
Okay.
every, and mostly like the words you use and stuff, and I understood that. I was like, dang, I went back and listened. And yeah, it definitely would, man. first and foremost, expands your vocabulary and just your topics, man. Stories. Like I write stories. Every album, if you go back, you will see that I have a story on each album.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I write a story. So that yeah, and I tell people, man, like if you witty and you just a funny dude, like I'm natural, I'm a G, but I'm a goofy dude, man. You know what I mean? I smile a lot and make a
Yeah.
lot of jokes and stuff. And I incorporate that humor into my music too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
Uh,
just me.
but also you, like you say, you're about to have a movie night with your nieces, so you are family oriented.
Yeah.
Uh, and in that sense, it teaches you to, you're gonna sit down and have a movie night with your nieces, so you got to be able to be a bit witty and not be serious all the time and have fun with things and make fun out of nothing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that shows your character as a MC as well as your character as a human being as well.
Yeah. I just came home April 10th from a 2-year bed. And you know what I mean? While I was sitting in there, man, I just seen how crazy the world was. You know, like I hustle hard, man, be out of the house all night. That's how I used to be. But since I came home, I try to be home as much as I can so that the world not raising my kids. You dig what I'm saying? And if you listen, like you heard So What, the song So
Yeah,
What.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So you could kind of see if you go back and you listen to the whole Behind the Smile album, you will see the evolution in my thinking. Like you listen to the joints previous from there, like that I put out, you will see that Behind the Smile is evolution of the way that I think. It's kind of positive, but it's my brain of woke shit. You dig what I'm saying? It's how I word things being I didn't change nothing. I just changed, you know what I mean, my perception on how I view things and how the world view things. You know what I mean? Like every song is like So What?
yeah.
Every song. You know what I mean? And it's the medicine and it's the candy and the medicine.
I
Or
think
the medicine and the candy.
conscious hip hop is coming back again, and I think it's needed at this point in time.
You I can't call it conscious. Even in the album I call it my brand of woke shit.
Hmm.
Because I don't change who I am. I'm still that same gangster. But you know what I mean? I present it in a different way now.
Yeah,
And I'm more conscientious of the kids and stuff around, but I ain't changing, you know, how I just changed how I present myself a little bit, but I don't change much. You know what I mean? It's just like with the kids and stuff, I try to you know what I mean, dull it down a little bit.
yeah. You
You
know,
know what
I,
I mean?
I say it's conscious because when you listen to So What, there is a meaning there that, we all got fucking problems.
Yeah,
Like find a way to resolve them, get over them, don't complain about them.
because you talking about the problem over and over again. You probably could have been found a solution.
Exactly. And for me, that's conscious because that's how I look at things, right? You could sit there and put the energy into complaining about the problem, which is not going to solve it, or you could put the energy into your solution because there's a solution for everything.
It is, man. But first you must know the problem
Yeah.
in order to find a solution. And once you know the problem, there's no reason to sit and dwell upon it. Now it's time to fix it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And you know what? Sometimes finding the problem is being able to identify maybe you're the problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take that hard look at yourself too and see what you're doing wrong.
Yeah, man. But a lot of people, this is what I'm noticing now, man. We dealing with a lot of NPCs, man. You know what I mean? People is unfeeling, unthinking. They really don't care.
Yeah,
Dig what I'm saying, and that's what we dealing with, man. The the subconscious.
yeah,
they're
yeah,
they're not consciously, moving. But yeah, man. See, what I do when I notice a problem, I try to get far away from it now. Far away from it. Before be I try when I see an issue, let me put it like this. When I see an issue, I try to get far away from that issue before it become a problem.
yeah,
You dig what I'm saying?
yeah.
And that's how I move now. Like I don't talk, I don't do none of that, man. I just stand on it and get the moving, you know what I mean?
You have to. I mean, and that shows maturity and growth because it's like having that intuition to leave somewhere because you got that gut feeling something's not right, something's about to go down, and you need to get the fuck out of there.
You know, I say it's more wisdom now. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Not even a gut, it's wisdom now, not even a gut feeling. A gut feeling that's intuition, man. And you know what I mean? Now it's just wisdom.
yeah,
Like just from dealing with previous issues that might remind you you or dealing with an issue that might remind you of a problem or issue that became a problem. You dig what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
Like I'm gonna shut it down, man,
You
before
you
it even
have
starts.
you have to, especially when you have kids and family. You have to be more business oriented when it comes to your craft because what was the track? Um, it was by Ron Rich. Some along the lines of I had the line in my head earlier. The streets don't really love you; they're just lonely. Something along
Yeah,
those terms, and
yeah,
it's true in every sense of the manner.
it is. It is, man. That's what I do now, man. I stand on business because of my kids. My kids can't eat
Yeah,
nobody promises.
exactly.
And it's hard times, man. And I look at it like, for another man to play with your business, man, he deserve whatever come his way. You dig what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
you gotta be conscious of people and why they doing what they doing and moving how they moving, man. I be like, I'm Muslim, man, and in Islam, man, it's all about your intentions.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm
100%.
saying? And my intentions is always based on, doing the best for my children. So, giving them a head start in life so that they don't have to go through the things I've been through. You know
That's
what
the
I mean?
goal. Yeah, that's the goal. I mean, I'm a firm believer if your intentions are always pure, somewhere along the way you will get rewarded because your intentions, and you know what, you might have to go through fucking hell to get there, but
Yeah.
it'll be worth the walk.
Like, what? I haven't worked in 26 years. But while I was in prison, man, I'm up in Attica and then I went to Mid State and I'm working for 5 cents an hour. Two different miles just to get out my cell and or just to get out of the pod and all of that. To go, what I mean, get some air, man. For 8 almost 8 hours a day for a nickel an hour. And I didn't work for 26 years. I always hustled.
Yeah,
Grinded because I wouldn't work for nobody else. And while I was sitting there, I said, man, I went through all of this, put my life on the line and risked my life to come here in jail, in prison, and work for a fucking nickel an hour. When I came home, man, I filled out so many applications, but my past is so spotted, man.
yeah,
It was hard to get a job, but when I finally got a job, I kind of moved up quick. Cause I'm like, yo, you go home. I'm telling myself, like, when I go home, it ain't nothing to work for that that $13-14 an hour now.
It's yeah, it's and you know what t- it makes it worse when you start to, dig deeper and you start to realize the whole, this could be straying completely off topic, but like the whole prison system is just a business.
It is. It is. It is. And then, to get back on topic, like you said, the problem is ourselves. And we keep that business going
Yeah,
because we're too prideful, like to get a job and work for somebody just to, man, I'm telling you, I used to work for a week until I get the first paycheck and then go hit the block.
yeah,
But that was pride, and that problem, that was the first problem right there that I noticed when I was in prison was me and the way
yeah,
I think. I give these people all my time and help them make money off of my, hard work, off the things I'm doing. They don't have to, and this is the funny thing. That should have closed down if they gotta hire people in the mess halls, people to clean up them jails. But they paying brothers 5 cents an hour to
mhm,
do the work. If they had to pay somebody else to come in them prisons, pay for the insurance in case something happened to them, they would have to let a lot of people out of prison, man,
yeah,
because they wouldn't be able to take care of them because they have to hire people to come and clean the facilities and do the work in the mess halls instead of prisoners. So they,
yeah.
that's billions of dollars they're gonna have to spend statewide. You know what I mean? But the problem is us, man. You know what I mean? We help them stay in business.
So how do you and I've had these conversations with a few people. Where do you begin to start to try to change that?
Shia LaBeouf. You know what I mean? He says something. He said, when you look back at your life and you become embarrassed about the things you have done, then you are truly ready to change. And I felt that because that's how it came to me. I
Yeah,
look back, you know what I mean? And like, I'm sitting here, I start talking to a lot of dudes that was worth millions of dollars, but they wasn't from the hood. And I'm like, man, yeah, I got stabbed 11 times, and the way they look like stabbed, and it was embarrassing. Like, yeah, man, I was out there shooting and everything. In our culture, we kind of glorify negativity. You know what I
yeah,
mean? But then the
yeah,
people I was sitting there talking to, they didn't glorify that. They was actually kind of appalled and felt, you know what I mean, like sad and about my story. They didn't, and that was embarrassing. And I seen right there from the reactions of others, you know what I mean, on how I was living. And then, like when my people talk to me, they always have these, they always reminisce, you
yeah,
know, what, like, oh, yo, you remember when you did this? You remember when you did that? And then, it kind of make me sick, like, dang, son. You know what I mean? And once that
yeah,
started happening, I started trying to I started moving, you know, I never changed, but I, it's hard to say because my cousin told me, he was like, yo, you don't have to change to change. Because I was lost for a second because I seen that. And I just maneuver a little bit different, man, so that people perceive me in a different light because it's still there. You know what I
yeah,
mean? In my songs and all of that, my new slogan is, I'm never looking for it. Never looking for it, but if you are, I'm gonna help you find it and get back to my business real quick.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never looking for it. But
It's adoption. You know what I mean? It's adoption to be able to
yeah,
take because a lot of times you look at, the biggest well, quote unquote criminals
yeah,
uh in the world. Had they have adapted to legit businesses, they could have been some of the richest businesses in the world.
yeah, man. You know what that or given the opportunities. One of the
Yeah,
realest movies on earth was that Trading Places joint with Dan Aykroyd and Eddie Murphy. Remember where they gave the Fiend dude, the opportunity on Wall Street, and
Yeah,
he ended up being, being super successful because all they gave him was the opportunity.
yeah,
And that joint is real. Like, we don't have any opportunities, man. Where, I'm from upstate New York. You know what I mean? And we don't got no opportunities there, man. We just started getting recognized for hip hop. And you know what I mean? And music and stuff like that. So, we didn't have nothing there. So it's like everybody trying to do the same thing. Everybody trying to sell crack. Everybody trying to sell coke. Everybody trying to sell dope, weed. You know what I mean? We all trying to do the same thing, and then we turn on each other. The lessen the competition because we don't have anything, and then our prideful ways, nobody gonna get a job. And it just so happened, I say this all the time, like niggas with jobs is doing better than the hustlers.
yeah,
And that's true.
yeah,
People with jobs is doing better than the hustlers, man.
yeah. And you know what? You have more peace too. You don't gotta look over your shoulder. You can go to sleep at night.
Yeah.
You don't gotta worry about someone kicking your door down.
Nah, but no, you do still. You dig what I'm saying? Because we in the hood. And I said this before, you know, a meal, a meal's a meal. To them,
Yeah,
meal's a meal. And when I get it, a meal's a meal. And that means like they don't care how you got it. You
yeah,
could have worked at McDonald's for 20, 30 years. You dig what I'm saying? Get you a nice little salary and you driving the Benz. If you living to the hungry dude next door, he gonna kick your door because he think you got it. He don't care how you got it. You
yeah.
know what I mean? And it's just, I just dropped a song called All Cause. At All Cause with Tone Spliff and Freddie Black. And it started out like that. No money, more problems. More money, more problems. Your problem, they on you like a block because your money can fix the woes of those got none. Dog eat dog, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to me, wildebeest is delicious.
We still live in a survival of the fittest type environment, though. I mean, that in a business, whether it's the streets, every sense of the matter, within the confinements of whatever workplace you're at, if you're a
Yeah.
contractor, everybody is survival of the fittest. Everyone's trying to take over the other one, and at all costs.
And not to pardon me, but that's how I look at it with this hip hop, man. I'm one of the nicest lyricists that ever lived, man. And to me, when I talk to other artists and stuff, I tell them like, yo, whatever you do, man, you gotta try to be Caesar's champion.
Yeah.
This is a coliseum. You dig what I'm saying? Especially the underground, man. This is a coliseum. And when I write and when I make music, man, in my mind, I want to be Caesar's champion. So, I never have that instinct. I don't have I got a killer instinct. If I do a song with Kiss, Lil Wayne, any great artist, you know what I mean? I'm trying to put hands on them on the track. I
That's
don't
the
have that.
point. That
Yeah.
is, you know what? I've been having this conversation with so many people, Lefty Pacino specifically, and he's got so many issues when it comes to features that when he does a feature with somebody, they don't put it out because he killed them. But that's the whole point. You're supposed
Yeah.
to want to kill, even though you're on the same track, you're sparring with each other, right? You want to
Yeah.
kill the other dude on the track, and may the best man win on that one.
That's how I look at it. So
Mhm.
especially when you get on a track with somebody like Kiss, you dig what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like a lot of these brothers, though, they come into this joint and they got this joint like I'm gonna be just as good as him. I'm
yeah,
gonna do just as good as him. When I get in the booth with someone, I'm about to beat his ass.
And that's something, same thing Illigy said when, where he was on a track with Prodigy or Sean Price, rest in peace to both of them.
The
Uh,
gods, man.
I don't give a fuck who you are. I'm trying to body you on the track, period.
Can you imagine doing a joint with P or Price? Man,
Mhm.
listen, man. Like that not them was some monsters. Them was Caesar's champions.
And you know what? I'm gonna take a shot there for Prodigy and Sean Price, rest in peace.
Long, you know what I mean? Long live Prodigy, long live Sean
Yeah.
Price, man.
Yeah.
It's like, and I love P, man. I had a few chances to sit down and talk to P, man. You know what I mean? And he encouraged you trying to be the best you can. And I look at Helter Skelter.
Yeah.
Everybody who in boot camp click, anybody who was around Sean Price, man, or you know what I mean, Rock Ness, them dudes right there, man, you had to be nice. He
Hmm.
encouraged niceness, man. Still sharp as steel. And you know, like my bro Big Twins, man. And me and Big Twins got a lot of songs, man. You know what I mean? And Big Twins encouraged that too, man. You
Yep.
know, and that's a dope feeling to have somebody that, you know, like, yeah, I want you to go hard.
Yep.
I want you to do that because that's weird. You don't want your teammate, your team, or somebody you paying for a feature to outshine you on your song.
Yeah.
That should make you go harder. You
And yeah, Big Twins is a rare one because um he wants everybody in the hood to win. And I'll tell you this, you come very highly regarded from Big Twins.
Yeah, that's my bro, man. You know what I mean? That's my bro, man. Me and my other brother, King Benny. You know, we both did bids when we were just coming up with Twin. The people tricked us out of our spots and all of that. The streets tricked us out of our spots. And I shout out to King Benny. He locked up right now too, and he be home soon though. But that's another thing right there, man. Like we figure it's out of sight, out of mind. You dig what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
the type of people we are, when people can't see what we doing, they we in their mind even more.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? And they resort to all types of things to try to get us out the way. You know what I mean?
That's you know what it is, man. You have to, like you said, wisdom. You have to really, you have to monitor people 24/7 almost to watch their actions, and you have to really know who's genuinely positive and everybody else just needs to get the fuck away.
Yo, Pete told me this, man. But the first time I met him, man, you know what I mean? He told me, he said, yo, I could tell you gonna be real successful from the verse you wrote me, because I wrote him when he was in mid state.
Okay.
King Benny talked to him and had me write him. And then he was like, I could tell you nice. And he was like, yo, listen, this when I first met him, he was like, the first thing he told me, pardon me, you gotta surround yourself with people who think like you think and do what you do. And I didn't understand that joint, man,
Yep.
until I start going through it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Cause them people don't understand how hard. Like it's literally millions of people who doing music right now. So they don't understand how hard we work or how hard we go to get the little bit of spotlight we got. And then we problems even when we don't have money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they look at this as our way out. So if we become successful and established, what type of problems will we be for them? You know what I mean? Not understanding like, yo, brothers got kids, man, and like ain't nobody
Yeah.
thinking about you. We ain't thinking about you now. When we get successful, we gonna be somewhere. We ain't gonna.
Yeah. And you know what? It's hard because there's some things I want to say about that, but I don't want to turn it into a rabbit hole conversation. But uh, no, it's true, man. It's true. It's very true. And you know what? It's nothing personal against nobody. But once you get to a certain point, you just can't fuck with certain people.
It's building. You got your foundation, you got your
Yeah,
four pillars, and the higher you go, the people you depend on change. You get to that third level, you get to the second level, you're gonna need a dependable accountant, a
yeah,
dependable person to take care of your money. That ain't gonna get you're gonna need a dependable person for realty. Then when you get to that top level, you're gonna need a dependable pilot. You dig what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So you start leaving people, man. You stop meeting people the higher you build, man. You know what I mean? Some people, I was just talking about this. Some people try to keep you down because they know they're not good enough to be around you. So instead of them trying to get up to match your energy, they'll try to bring you down so that you match their energy and they feel confident about being your friend or your girlfriend. You
It's
know,
gatekeepers, man. There's too many gatekeepers in the world.
gatekeepers and monitoring spirits.
Yeah, yeah,
Gatekeepers are the people that's established that keep you from being established because they fear you and your
yeah.
limitations. You limitless.
And
So
I was thinking about it today too. Like thinking about, when you talk about the industry, right? The machine.
yeah,
You go back to the 80s, 70s, 90s. To be of a certain status, you really needed the machine push, right? But
yeah,
I was thinking about it today, and it's the same thing, just digital, where you need to fit the algorithm to get that push. So you still need to adapt to the algorithm to get a push, and hopefully the algorithm will push you.
yeah.
So as an artist, it's still the same thing, just a different era and a different technology.
And that's how they put in a limitation on you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm limitless, man. I tell dudes like, man, you can steal the songs because I just make a hundred more, 1,000 more, a
yeah.
million more if I could. You dig what I'm saying? I don't have a limitation. I don't have limits. So that's what they do. The limit a brother. They put an algorithm in place,
Yeah.
and then if my popularity get too big, so that I don't get any bigger it being independent, like, oh, now you can't get shows. Everything is designed to put a limitation on you.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? Here, it's crazy. But I understand. I
It, it
understand it.
it is what it is. I mean, there's nothing we can do. And I can speak on that from experience. And anybody that thinks differently, I challenge them to go and start a podcast
Yeah.
because you'll realize very fucking quickly the word cigar has me restricted. Being in Canada, that's restrictive enough as it is. Um, I can't post cigar stuff on TikTok because it's a cigar.
Limitation, man.
Limitation. So in every aspect of life, we are restricted unless we don't conform to the algorithm.
Unless we conform to that. And that, yo,
That's
I,
it.
I sit here and I see the billionaires. I wonder what they had to conform to in order to get the okay to become billion, you know?
There's that rabbit hole right there, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. And you know what? I
Yeah.
know
Yeah,
I know you know exactly what I'm talking about
yeah,
because
man. Yeah.
I know who you deal with and I know how they think. And trust me,
Yeah.
it's fucked up.
Yeah,
But
man.
we sit here and we work hard and we hope for the best.
We do. We do it. If I conform, I can't conform to the billions, but I conformed it to 2, 3 million.
Mhm.
I stay right there. You know, it's levels to this shit. I want to stay just the lower level where I don't have to,
Yeah,
compromise my morality
you
but
know, the 500,000 plus, 500,000 to 2 million range. I'm good with that.
yeah, man, me too, man. I can remain me and have my beliefs.
Yeah, we can alter a little bit there, you know. Salute to that one.
Salute, man. I should have bought me a drink and sat down and sipped it with you, man.
You know what? We'll do it again one day for sure.
Yo,
Definitely.
and
It's
you,
it's the cigar lounge vibe, man. You
yeah,
know,
man. See, I
yeah.
like this interview, man. Now this is I like the way you conduct it.
This is a no judgment, say what you got to say environment.
Yeah. You know that the big up, shout out to Hard Money, man. Hard Money
Yeah,
is one of the nicest producers I got to work with, man. You know, and we working on the album. We got some songs, man, but I got some he got this saying, he say, pardon me, you gotta be an entertainer before you become an artist. And I
yeah.
understand that because like the second song I did with Hard Money, I wrote a country hook to it. And the
Okay.
joint is fire. But because we don't have a budget like that, or I understand what he mean. You got to become an entertainer before you become an artist. I got to capture the people attention before they will accept this type of music, even though it's a hit, like a
Yeah.
smash hit. This joint is amazing. The people not gonna accept it because you know what I mean. They really don't know me like that. Yeah,
Yeah. Hard Money, he's been around for a long time. Um, I had him on the show. It was one of my favorite episodes, man. We went deep into acid trips and mushroom trips, and we got some great stories on that episode. But he knows the industry and he knows how to maneuver within the industry.
yeah,
And I've heard from other artists that, you know what, until I worked with him, I really didn't know about this, this, and this. And he really has helped other artists flourish.
yo, man. I just started working with the brother, and I tell you, man,
Mhm.
you heard Ricky.
Hmm.
Ricky is amazing, man, and we got some other things that we working on. But
So I have all these episodes are pre-recorded.
yeah,
Uh, by the time this episode comes out, there will have been a mixtape episode. So something I've wanted to do since January, I want to do a mixtape episode that's just straight music of all the artists that have been on the show.
yeah.
Ricky's gonna be on that episode
Thank you, man.
for sure, man.
Yo, and that's my sense of humor. I
Yeah.
know you. I say a person not nice if when he's sitting down writing, he don't laugh. I'll be here dying laughing when I write. Cause I want the listener to laugh. Like, yo, did he
Hmm.
just say that?
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
So what gives you your inspiration when it comes to your craft? Um, when you're sitting down, you're about to write. Do you write to a beat? Do you write and then wait to find a beat to put what you wrote to it? Like what how do you construct your tracks?
All of the above, man.
Yeah.
All of the above, man. Like I'm a human metronome. You know what I mean? And that's thanks to my brother King Benny. Like he's one of the most amazing producers that I have ever met in my life. And I got to see what a godlike producer is. Like he would be making 5 beats like at a time. Like he'd be making one and then get stuck on that one and then switch the tempo, and I'm already starting to write to the first one, but I had to get used to him switching the tempo and starting to make another beat. And then he gets stuck on that one, then he'll go to the another beat to make that one. Then he might get an idea for the first beat he was working, then he'll go back to that one. All while we sitting there playing a game of chess. You know what I mean? So I became like that. Now, the music has become like the Matrix to me. I see it as all numbers. You know what I
Okay.
mean? When I'm doing when it come to writing the bars, that's the numbers. When it come to putting the cadence together, the syllables are the numbers. Music is all numbers to me now. Now when
Yeah.
you know, but yeah, man, this joint is me. I'm gonna woke up out of my sleep and wrote what I was spitting in my head in my dream down. But when it comes to a beat, like I do this at will.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's no problem. Even the beats I don't want to write to.
Okay.
But with like Hard Money, he had shot me a beat or two. Like the first couple beats he sent me, you know what I mean? I finished them joints in like an hour or two. You know what I mean? Writing them joints because he's amazing and he sent beats that I really want to write to. But as far as everything else, I think in breathe music, I live this shit. So I'm constantly walking around jotting stuff down or have my voice memo, you know what I mean, and spitting something in there or putting a hook in my voice memo, you know.
That's that's what I was just about to ask you, like, because as an artist, at any moment in time throughout the day, you could get inspiration from something. So, like, do you write it down, voice memo? You're like, okay, something just popped in my head. I got to write this down because I got to make sure I don't forget this.
Yeah, yeah. And that's all day for me. Like the worst times, like I work, so my job is 15 miles from my house and 15 miles back. The worst time is for like is that drive to work because I'm constantly thinking music. So
Yeah.
by the time I think of something, it's so much running through my head. By the time I get to work, I forgot it because I'm driving and I can't stop to write it.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, all day, every day, man.
But that's where the voice memo was coming. You just click the button and record, and you could just do a voice memo.
That's too much to do. I work overnights. So,
Yeah.
I'll be going and be dark outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And playing with my phone and stuff. And I live in a country. Like
Okay.
population 500 right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Um, Salute to you for working the overnights, man. I do that from time to time, and that it fucks you up.
But yo,
It fucks
yo,
you up.
bro, I don't have you see me right now. Like I'm exhausted. I don't have any
Yeah.
patience. I don't have and I've been doing this for all like 6 months now. And this is hell, man.
Yeah.
Salute to the brothers out there working
Everybody working.
overnight.
You, you know what just popped in my mind? There was a track. I'm sure you're familiar with Cardinal Offishell from Toronto. No, check him out. He had a track with Akon, Graveyard Shift.
I think I
And
heard Graveyard Shift.
yeah, and it's not easy, man, because you're a vampire.
Yes, you are. And if like I always say this, like back in the days, man, when I was clubbing, I lived vampire life and had no problem with it. Because I was hustling and then I go to sleep for a couple hours, bounce up and go do what I got to do and be right back at it that same night. But now, man, and I'm older, man. I'm 43 right now. And that joint whooping me, man. That I ain't gonna lie, it got me ready to quit, man. Like, yo, listen. Every night I'll be like, yo, I'm about to walk
But
out of here.
but hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you something. You can't quit because right now it's funding what's gonna put you on the road to success.
you you know, I'm starting to understand about this work thing too. Like about like finding something better.
Yeah,
Because sometimes you outgrow the job.
for sure.
And I think that's where we at right now because like it's a thing of money and it's messing with my memory and my
Yeah.
health. You dig what I'm saying? And I can't keep you gotta listen. You gotta listen to Behind the Smile. I got a song called Might Lose It up there. You know what I mean? And it talk about this. Like I'm working a job and I can see the top. It say I can see the top, but with this job I never reach it. You dig what I'm saying? So like that's where I'm at right now. And everything is a learning process. And I'm not quitting yet because I'm a very smart person. I strategize. But when something else come along that's better, pay better, better hours, and it's not gonna affect my health, you know what I mean? Then I gotta jump on it. I got to.
You know what? That's the thing that being on a overnight shift, it does affect your health because you don't get as much daylight because you're sleeping.
Yeah,
Vitamin D is essential. Your diet is hard too because when you want to go shopping, you want to buy some good food,
yeah.
places are closed. It's it's a battle. And salute to you for the night shift and hustling hard. And you know what? You're gonna you're putting in that hard work, and this is probably the hardest work you've ever put in is doing this night shift, this routine, this
Yeah.
overnight, not seeing daylight. It's a hard one.
You know what make it hard though? I could do it, but my schedule
Hmm.
is I don't have a schedule where I can sleep because I go to I have a 4-year-old son and a 7-year-old daughter. So, I put my wife work our hours like when I'm for instance, I go to work, what I mean, I come home and take a 2-hour nap.
Yeah,
My wife gotta go to work.
yeah,
And then around 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock, because there's never a set time for me to when my son wanna go to sleep. He sleep in the bed with me until my wife get home.
yeah.
Then like I get about 4 hours of sleep before I have to get up and go back to work. So a 2-hour nap during the day, and that 4 hours varies. It depends on if he want to go to sleep or not. But if I could sleep from like 6 to about 12 and then go to work, that's what 6 hours.
Yeah.
I'll be all right. Or even 5 o'clock, sleep for like 7 hours, then go to work. But it don't work like that. So
It's You know what? I'll elaborate on that in a second. We're about to cut off on the block. Like always, the hour flies by. We're gonna keep
it's been an hour already, man.
It's been an hour already, man. We're gonna keep it rolling a bit for YouTube because we got two versions. We got the block radio. Shout out to everybody on the block. We're gonna keep it
Yes,
rolling
yes.
for YouTube. The video version goes to YouTube at cigartalk_Toronto. Let everybody know where they can find you at on social media.
Yo, Benny Bananos, son, Benny, Bananos, Banos on Facebook, Benny Slumz on Instagram, or you could go to linktree/bennyslumz.com and it'll take you to all of my sites, you know.
There we go. You know exactly where to find them. That's Benny Slumz. We appreciate everybody tuning in on the block. Till next week, we're out. Peace.
Luke,
And I feel it. I feel you because I do contract work. Um, so I'm a contractor, and sometimes you have to alter your schedule because of night shift. Some jobs have to be done in the nighttime. And that's what when you do what you got to do to provide for your family, which is what you're doing with your wife and your kids. That's the real gangster shit right there.
That is, man. And a lot of people don't know that. You know,
Yeah,
what I mean? We lost in the sauce, man. But that's the realest thing you could do, man, is be there in your kid's life and be there for them and make sure they good and give your life for your kids,
yeah,
not for another man on the block or
yeah.
you know to actually have a purpose and make your family your purpose, man. That's gangster, man. You know, but today I got a movement too. It's the Shame the Devil movement, man. You know what I mean? Because I implore brothers, and if you a real gangster, tell dudes when what they doing not right, man.
Yeah.
Because we living in a time where people trying to suppress the truth.
Yep.
They don't want to hear the truth, and the dude to kill you because he don't want to face the truth.
Yeah.
You dig what I'm saying? Cause you tell, yo, man, that joint ain't right, man. Man, to get you out of here.
It's a cycle where all lives are lost. And I had Ty Nitty on the podcast, and he said it best. Something happens to your man, now he's gone. Now you go get revenge. Now that next man is gone, but now your life is gone because you're in jail for life. Now
Yeah,
the next one comes to get revenge. Now that next man is gone and you're gone for life. And it's a cycle of all lives are lost.
a, a never-ending cycle of stupidity. You know what I mean? It's gangster to it's gangster to put your hammer down and talk to a person. That's the
Yeah.
most gangster joint ever. And a lot of people don't understand that. You know what I mean? Men don't talk about men, they talk to them. They don't sneak. The mafia dudes, there was some gangster dudes, and they'd come and talk to you before it get there.
Hmm.
Before it get there, they will come and talk to you like, yo, listen, man, you got to fall the fuck back or you out of here. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? But they come and talk to you. It ain't no shooting, no nothing unless it's something there. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm on what I'm on, man. Like, you don't have to change the change, man, but let it be about something, man. You know what I mean? Even with your intentions and why you do things, sometimes people understand. If you like, yo, this man was trying to, you know what I mean, violate and around my house, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes people be like, you know what? I can't even ride on that man or his family
Yeah.
because he shouldn't have been doing that. You know, and
So first of all, you can send me a message. I want to know where upstate you are because we're not that far apart. So the next time we do this, we could do this in person.
I'm in Virginia right now. You
Oh,
heard?
okay, okay. That's not
Yeah.
upstate New York.
No, I'm from upstate New York. You heard?
So you're down in Virginia?
Yeah. Yup.
Okay, okay.
I'm in a
See,
country.
so as I'm talking to you, I'm thinking about other things. I'm gonna connect you with some people down in Virginia.
Yo, good luck, man.
There's a big movement coming out of Virginia, Morningstar, Lefty Pacino, Ron Rich. Um, yeah, we need to connect you guys, man, because you're on the right path. You're definitely on the right path. Um, and this is what I was going to ask you. Do you think once you establish a wife and kids, you start to look at things differently? So a lot of people that for quote unquote lost in the sauce is because they don't have anything to live for.
You know, no, they got everything to live for. They just give up, man. Cause life is hard, and I've been there, man. I've been to a point where I was so down. I was young, man. That's why they call me slums, cause the streets raised me. So
Yeah.
like I used to be out in these streets early morning and all of that, cause I ain't get along with my mother and all of that. You know what I mean? And my aunt was a smoker, and all the smokers and all that, they was cool with me. So they'd see me outside, pull me inside, you know what I mean? Give me
Yeah.
something to eat, a place to sleep, because I'm the ran away from home and all of that. Young dude going through this. But you know what I mean? I've been down to the point where I hated the world, man. I hated people that had their parents. I've seen so much death, so much just negativity and destruction around me, man. You know, I soaked that in, but I always believed in God, man. I had, a strong sense of a good moral foundation, man. You
Yeah.
know, from like my grandmother and stuff like that. But nah, man, it's the people we got leading us now. The people that I had leading me were straight monsters. You know, once I found something latched on to the family I had, like my father's side, they super beasts, super
Yeah.
and super beasts. And once they found me and got a hold, they turned me into what they was. And that's what's going on, man. Is the who God and the kids. There's no more wisdom. There's no more older cats like yo. It's few. I'm not gonna say no more. It's few, and that's gonna tell them like yo, come on, let me help you, you doing the wrong thing. Instead you got dudes like yo, listen, I'm gonna give you this and I need you to go do that. You dig what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
they spoon feed you. Like, I was a shooter, but my family raised me where there's nobody above me, and that's why I'm fed. I don't care how big you is. I don't care who you are, what your status is, or anything. If you can bleed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm on you. But like these dudes that spoon feed these young kids, spoon feed them and have them crashing out. Have them crashing out. And that's what it is, man. And then that become life. You know how, like I told you, man, I look back at everything I've been through and I became embarrassed because it was life.
Yeah.
That was my life though, and it was hard to change because you know it's basically killing yourself, trying to make another life, a different life, and then dudes they just give up. They like, nah, this is life. This is what I'm gonna live. This is what I can't because it's killing myself. I can't do nothing else. This is me, and then and becoming something else like killing themselves, man, and they don't want to change. But eventually, here another rabbit hole. Why do you think there's a age limit on artists in hip hop? Listen, because the older we get, the
The wiser
wiser
you
we get,
get. Yeah.
and you start talking like, "Oh, what more can I say?" He talk about so the older he got, he start talking different, and they
Yeah.
make that uncool because what I mean, it's more money, and then everybody profit the prisons because we selling energy, and that energy we putting out when don't get me wrong, I make songs like Ricky. I make songs like Ricky, but you know, it's not as much as I used to.
Yeah.
You really got to listen to the behind the smile, and it's gonna be no different with this Hard Money album. You know what I mean? But I grew wiser, and I'm talking about something different, and that I don't know, man, but rabbit hole.
You know what? You know what's funny is that very topic you just talked about with the age limit. That's becoming a very popular topic. And I had Lefty Pacino, who is actually out in Virginia. Um, I had him on the podcast and I asked him that question about age limit, right?
Yeah,
He took that question and turned it into a track. and actually put the question into the track about the age limit. And I think it's crazy because in every genre of music, it doesn't matter your age.
Yeah.
So why is there an age limit in hip hop?
And we just said the answer. Because the older a person get, the wiser they get. They start talking about something different.
Yeah,
Look at Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne even talking about different stuff right now. But if you're not trying to conform, if you're not
that's it.
trying, you gonna talk about something different. Eminem, you know what I mean? So that's all it is, man. And then what other music push violence like so? You reggae, they push life. Country music, they push life.
Now, reggae pushes life, but okay, so I was raised in a suburb in a borough in Toronto, Scarborough. Big the first passion of music I had was actually reggae.
Yeah,
They do push violence. Let's be let's be a little honest there. They do push some violence,
yeah,
but you're correct. Yeah. They push life. Every genre pushes life. And I think, and this is just me thinking as we're having this conversation, when it comes to, I think they want to confine rap music to violence.
yeah. And you know where that started? NWA. NWA. And NWA was really the first like superstar team.
Yeah,
And look at what they was talking about.
yeah,
That was the agenda right there, and they pushed it.
yeah,
They pushed it down everybody throat. Here, this is life. This
yeah,
is what it is. Even Jamaicans is some of the hardest brothers on earth, some of the most gangster brothers on earth. But even they gangster tracks got life in it.
yeah,
Even they gangster tracks got it. Bounty killer, people are dead.
yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know,
No, it's true. It's true.
the,
And going back to reggae, I grew up in Scarborough. I grew up with a fucking strip club across the street from my building, a flea market behind my building, a no-tell motel across from my building. And I used to call reggae flea market music because when I go to the flea market, that's all you would hear was reggae. And so that's what I'm saying. My first passion, you'd hear the guys on the block, they're bumping the reggae, and you go to the flea market, you hear the reggae. And no, you're right. It pushes life still, but it's
Yeah.
gangster.
But it's gangster, man. But it still push life, man.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what that's what the agenda is, man. And I love like, bro. One of my favorite artists is Tupac. I think he was one of the greatest writers next to Nas, man.
Yeah.
I think he had some of the best impact records, and he spoke like I love conscientious Pac, and I hated Thug Pac.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Thug Pac. I didn't think Pac was born to make that. But he never he had to do that because he had to conform a little bit in order. And it's sad we got to conform a little bit in order for us to put out the music. You know,
Yeah.
and most of the tracks gotta be gangster, gotta be the candy, but and then you gotta fit the medicine in there. You know what I mean? Distribute it in there a little bit. So
I'm gonna ask you a question,
yeah.
and you could say pass on this one. But do you think when an artist gets too conscious in terms of what's really going on in the world, And I'll use Prodigy as an example. Um, I have my beliefs, and a lot of people have their beliefs. He didn't choke on no fucking egg.
In a hospital with passing nurses and people doing rounds.
And you know, he was healthy, recovering, but there was an album that just came out before that, Hegelian Dialectic Mystic.
Yeah.
And he went real hard at the government.
You
And then all of a sudden, a couple of months later, he chokes on an egg. So do you think that once you have a base and you get on that conscious, this is what's going on in the world, that they're quick to silence you?
come on, man. They disclosing aliens. Did you watch the Senate? Did you watch the Senate joints where you killed people to keep this quiet?
Yeah,
And this is what they said. The Senate, this is what they said to the government. You have murdered people to keep this quiet. Did you see the news briefings about all the scientists and NASA scientists that's dead?
yeah.
And it's the world we live in, man. You know what I mean? And you know, but
So,
this shit, dude. What we've been talking about up here, man. And brothers, you go back and look at what we were speaking up here. Brothers done put some jewels out there, man.
yeah, yeah.
I'm glad they don't really, if we was a little bit bigger, if we was in that what is it, $5 million to $10 million level.
In that range,
Yeah,
that
that
range.
range,
Yeah.
we might be out of here. But
And going back to like fucking Tupac, I never appreciated Tupac until I got older and I became wiser because I think what he was talking about went over when you talk about age ranges, went over a lot of people's heads. They weren't ready for what he was saying.
it wasn't Thug
And
Pac.
and you know what? You know what's funny? There was a connection there with Prodigy, E Moneybags, and Tupac. Rest in peace to all three of them. That had they have not gone head to head back in, 95, 96, they could have put out some epic, conscious shit.
Yo, they said before Pac died, he squashed everything with Nas, and he was ready to do music with Nas. Those are two of the same type. They had kind of the same, like putting the old records, mixing the old records with hip hop and stuff. Like if
Yeah,
I rule the world and Dear Mama, things like that, or
yeah,
keep your head up. They had kind of like the same. If P would have gotten man in the mix of that, it would have been crazy. But you see, when he come over back to New York, Pop come back to New York, they try to and start squashing beefs and stuff, and try to undo what he did. Man, look what happened. They got him out of here. They got him out of here. You know,
yeah,
I kind of wish who was he with first? Warner Brothers, right? When he dropped Brenda Had a Baby. I kind of wish he would have stayed with Warner Brothers and would have never got in trouble because and then we would have seen a different Pac.
yeah,
We would have had a different Pac. We wouldn't have had, the conformed Tupac.
yeah. Man, it's just fucking sad.
Biggie, Big was the greatest lyricist that ever lived because Big could use any technique. Big was amazing, man, in that aspect. But you can't compare Pac and Big because they was two totally different artists, man.
Yeah,
You know, it man, Pac was amazing, bro.
but
He
isn't it crazy that hip hop is what, 51, 52 years old?
Yeah, yep. I
And
believe so.
we got to say rest in peace to so many greats.
I know, man. And then like it's not most of those deaths are not normal.
No,
You know what I
no,
mean?
no. You know, the more you kind of go down the rabbit hole, which I've gone all the way into the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
the more you start to realize there's an agenda to it.
And there go that word, man. The agenda. The agenda, man. I'm telling you, it started with NW agenda.
Yep,
New world agenda.
yep.
I mean, not niggas with an attitude, new world agenda. And yes, sir.
You know what? I had Prodigy's sister on the podcast. She's on Instagram, infamous. Shout out to her. And something she told me from Prodigy was the machine is the machine, and the machine is going to be the machine. You just got to find your ways to work around it.
The loophole, man. You gotta find a loophole. You know, man, I tell you, man, P changed my way of thinking, man. Just sitting down with him a couple times, man. You know what I mean? I'll always say, man, like he gave a cause I've been nice, man. But
Yeah,
I don't think even the people I deal with, I don't think they know how intelligent and how nice I am. Like it's otherworldly. You know what I mean? It just like bro told me, you know what I mean? Like, yo, I could tell you're gonna be successful. But and then he just started schooling me when he first met me. And then after he was done schooling me, you know, that's like the first sentences he did was school me.
yeah,
After he did that, then he started telling me stories and stuff. You know what I mean? But most of the stories that he told me from Dylan, I see why he gave me all of that. Why he gave me, you know, the advice he gave me and the blueprint he gave me. But I'll be like, yo, man, I think Pete passed something on to me, man, because I'm otherworldly nice. Like I don't know what it is, and I got so much music over here. Me and my brother King Benny stuff that's already recorded. I got 400, 500 songs in a notebook and in a bag full of papers and stuff. You know what I mean? Like 700 songs already recorded. And then
yeah.
I've been writing just songs at will, you know what I mean? And you know, I think I'm something else. And then like I got some of Hard Money just said this joint too. He said, "Yo, bro, I want you to what you think about making a song about the Epstein Island?" I said, "I not right now." Not right now.
All right, all right.
Not right now, bro. Nah, man. Let me get up a little bit and put my family in a safe space.
Yeah, that's but you know what? You know, at the time of this recording, we're recording on, I believe it's the 9-year anniversary of Prodigy's death.
Yeah, man. Long live Prodigy, man. Long live
Yo,
people, man.
forever P. When I talk about Mount Rushmore of hip hop, Prodigy's my number one. Um, so I'm gonna ask you, and I don't like to do repeat questions, but I
Yeah,
like this question because it gives everybody's got a rhyme and reason, right?
yeah.
So your Mount Rushmore of MCs, what would be on your Mount Rushmore?
Oh, man, see. Now that's hard, man. You know, so many people have gone before they got a chance to prove theyself, man. You know, P proved himself. So I put P up there. Pac, you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Dropped hundreds, like almost what was it, like 1,000 songs. before he died. And he proved himself before he died. Big only put out 2 albums, man. You know what I mean? But still, but Nas, P, Pac, and that's unfair, man. Jada I gotta give it to Jada. Jada been almost 40 years without a whack verse. Do you know how amazing that is?
Yep,
I
true.
think to me, Jada Kiss is the greatest rapper of all time. You know what I mean? Because 40 years without a whack verse, bro. That's amazing.
Going back to the verses, fucking when they had, what was it, Locks versus Dipset?
Man, that pissed me off, bro. They
Jadakiss
could have found
killed it though.
they could have had somebody else face the Locks, bro. But I don't know, man. Maybe it was. I think it should have been Mob Deep in the Locks. I think it should have been like the Mob and the Locks.
But now when you talk about, so in that, right? Do you put Locks in a different category, being a group, as in, three, two or more, and Mob Deep in a duo?
I would say, because it wasn't just the Locks, it was D Block, and you had the Rough Riders. I would have loved to see that, and then the Infamous as a whole. You dig what I'm saying? IM3,
Yeah.
Mob Deep. You dig on that? That would have been super dope, man. You know, but Dipset wasn't a good match, man. You know, the because the locks was like super versatile, man. And they come from that old school era where it's just straight beat,
Yeah.
it's straight vocals on the stage.
If we were to discuss Mount Rushmore of groups, the Locks is Mount Rushmore of groups.
Yeah, yeah, they
100%.
100%, man.
You know what? One of the groups I have in the Mount Rushmore of groups is actually Naughty by Nature.
Naughty by Nature.
Yeah.
Mm, you know, th- I love Naughty by Nature, but they wouldn't be on my Mount Rushmore. You know, I would first have to give it to NWA because
They're in there, yeah.
that's actually, if it depends on what we gonna make them, what is the Mount Rushmore based on? Is it based on like the success of the group, or is it based on like, yo, these brothers here are they deserve to be legends even though the gatekeepers kept them down, you know? Because I have to give it to the Locks, Rockefeller, Mob Deep, and the
But
Lock.
you see, that's where I would put Mobb Deep in a duo, being two, right?
Yeah.
I've never actually successfully completed the duos of a Mount Rushmore.
Mm,
When it comes to groups being three or more, I got Infamous Mob,
yeah.
Tiny Eddie, Big Twins, Godfather. Godfather is a fucking underrated as they come.
Yo, I've worked. Ty Nitty was the first my first industry feature, and then
Okay.
but Godfather. I never got a chance to work with Godfather, man. But Godfather is one of my favorite lyricists, man.
Yeah.
Godfather is a super animal. I would love to do something with Godfather.
Did you hear his last album, Information?
Nah. Uh.
Oh, dude, that's dope. You gotta check that. You gotta check that out, man. Fucking
Yo.
Godfather. He's got to realize he's fucking Godfather, man.
Yeah, man. God, man.
Yeah,
It's
he's
it's
he's dope, man.
it's funny because my bro Deuce Five, he got, I think he got a song with Godfather. My other bro Rafis, he got a song with Godfather and Royal Flush. But
Okay, shout out to Go Flush.
shout out to Royal yo. But yo, man, I didn't get a chance to do a song with Godfather. And that's the only IM3 member that I didn't get the chance to do a joint with. And my bro was just hitting me today, and he was at Godfather brother weed spot. You
Okay.
know what I mean? And he was playing mad Godfather music with his brother Flame Killer is a beast too. His brother Flame is a monster. Flame is a monster. And you know, he was playing a lot of their music to me and stuff. So it's kind of funny that you bring up Godfather. I think that might be a sign for me to, you know what I mean, it's coming.
Yeah, you know what? You need to get some working with Godfather, man. Godfather, me, so when it comes to Mount Rushmore, when it comes to music, it's very subjective, right? Like beauty is in the eye of the beholder, right?
Yeah,
Godfather's right there. When we talk about Mount Rushmore of MCs, I got Prodigy, Nas, Cool G Rap, and Illa G.
Cool G Rap, man.
Godfather's right there for me personally.
Yeah,
Godfather right there. And this is going back to, conversation with Big Twins,
yeah.
where when Godfather came out of jail and they started this I Am 3 movement, Godfather wrote everything for Big Twins and Ty Nitty in the beginning because they're like, yo, we're not rappers.
Yo, I heard that too. I heard that too. Like, you know, that was the Ice Cube of the bunch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yeah, hey, I had Big Twins on the podcast, man. This is straight from his mouth. Godfather was the one that wrote the rhymes in the beginning and really set the trajectory of Infamous Mob.
And you know, his I was just listening to some of their songs, man, earlier. And Twin told me this before. He was like, "Yo, man, like you got lyrics and you can write a song." He was like, "Us, we say some stuff every once in a while, but we was just, you know what I mean, amazing songwriters." And I was listening to their songs, bro, and he ain't never lied, bro. They
Yeah.
got, you know, they transfer that energy, man. They transfer that energy, how you amp. You know, the IM3, man. Oh shoot. I was working out today. My body been locking up on me. But
That's the age right there, man. You work out and you get that body stiffening up on you after a workout.
yeah, man, yo, I hate that joint. I feel like you going into a seizure or something. You but I got so many people I want to work with, man. But I'm not playing no games with nobody, bro. I'm hungry. And I want this and I need success. And it's not, you know, it's not an option. Failure is not an option.
Yeah.
Only success. It's I'm a rhino. I'm a rhinoceros. And I'm not here to play with nobody, bro. And I'm Caesar's champion for real. You know, cool. Somebody just had a joint, and this was a good versus Cool G Rap versus Sean Price.
Oh shit, okay.
You know how they because they just put it on Facebook. Who you think is better, Cool G Rap or Sean Price? Now to me that was I think I feel like I'm about to be on some Sean Price stuff. I didn't know how amazing he was. and then I just started, tuning into him. I had the honor to be on Rap is Out of Control with his wife Bernadette.
That okay, yeah, she's dope.
And yeah, I love her and Tara
Yeah.
Zampool. I had a opportunity to be up there and grace the mic with them. You know, but it's so many greats, man. So many greats. You know, and I'm about to be one of them.
You are. You know what, man?
Yeah,
You're on the right path, and you have all the right endorsements, we'll call it, from people that are legends.
yeah,
And keep doing what you're doing. Don't ever stop what you're doing. You are gonna be one of the greats. And stay hungry. Keep doing what you're doing. You're on the right path, man.
yeah. I be joking about bro Tone Tone Spliff. Shout out to Tone Spliff, man. I'll be joking with him. I said, when I get big, I'm dropping a K-pop album. Yeah. Yo, you know, when you get big, everybody drop a Christmas album.
Yeah. Hey, man.
Yeah.
You know what? It's music is artistry, right?
Yeah.
And that's where I think when it comes to rap, people forget it's a form of art.
Yeah.
And you know what? When you're an artist, you have to experiment and do different things and
You
have fun with it.
you do. You do. But in this climate, hard money is right, man. You got to let the people know you first so that they can accept it. Like,
Yeah,
look at Nelly. Nelly, he did what he did, and then next thing you know, he dropping a song with Tim McGraw, and it go on to revitalize his career and everything.
yeah,
And they accepted that because Nelly was Nelly at that time. He entertained the people first,
yeah,
and then he became the artist Nelly. And I think that was with like P too. P entertained the people first, and then he had the room, you know what I mean, to show his artistry and go down a different lane. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
at the
That
end, he was trying to educate the people.
and that's what you know what? That's you have to establish yourself first to spread the message.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And that comes to understanding the music industry where you have to get to a certain point to be able to really put out what you want to put out.
yeah. And you ain't never lied, and I'm getting that now.
Yeah. It's a learning curve. It's something that you adapt as you go. Um, but yeah, man, keep doing what you're doing, man. Your music is dope. Um, you have the right people backing you.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I've had conversations about you with other artists, and they're all backing you in the right form. You just, unfortunately, when it comes to any industry, you have to conform to a
yeah.
certain degree to get to the point to say, you know what? Okay, now I can really say what I want to say.
And you ain't never lied.
Yeah.
Yo, that's what I just dropped a joint with what's it call it All Money, and that's what it say at the beginning. Like I just want to be in a space where I could I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how it started off with
Yep.
the sample he used. But yo, I definitely implore you, man, to listen to Benny Slumz Tone Spliff Behind the Smile. And you will see what I mean about I just it's my brain awoke shit. And I think
Yep.
that's the lane that I'm making right now. You know what I mean? What my boy Robert Downey Jr. said, Tropic Thunder. I'm not going full retard. Y'all please forgive me. Don't cancel me for that.
Hey, you know what, man? We got to be less sensitive.
Yeah.
We got to be less sensitive, and you know what? I'm about to let you get to your movie night with your nieces,
Yeah.
and I know they're probably waiting for you to go jump in with the movie night. And once again, man, where can everybody find you at?
Make it easy on yourself. Linktree/bennyslumz.com. And it'll take you to all my sites, all my pages.
There we go. And at cigartalk_Toronto on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Spotify. I had to remember there real quick because there's Spotify. But hey, man, I appreciate you, man. I always say time is the most expensive currency because you can't make it back. So I appreciate your time. I appreciate everything in this episode, and I salute you, man. Keep it up, man.
Thank you, bro.
Don't ever sit back and think, man, you know what? Nah, because here's the reality. It takes years and years and 10 plus years to build yourself. You will get there. You will get to where you want to get to. You just gotta stay on point, stay focused, fuck all the negative, keep that circle tight, keep the like-minded thinkers around you. You'll fucking get there. And I'll send you some messages afterwards, connect you with some people down in Virginia.
Bet, bro.
For sure, man. All right, man. We're about to cut out. Peace. I appreciate you, man.
Peace, bro. Salute.
Homicide, I seen it. I try to dream it. I never had a triple beaming. I just made a few ends, hitting the block and making a rock. The digi scale, a couple fiends. You had to be there to believe it. The youngest throwing up gang signs. I think I'm bulimic. That Sucio up in the street. Dog food for the fiend to eat. Coke on my knuckles, washing my hands. Glock on my chest when I sleep. It's funny, nigga. I'm counting dinero and smoking the stogie. My niggas, they up in the beef. Arroz con pollo. On the side, beam on the blick, scope on the stick. How quick you forget? Or hear me and pay for the hit. Sweet 16s up in the clip. Peligro. 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 I'm in Toronto, my homie, he gave me a list. Notorious, that's the cigar that he picked. I told you I'm worldwide, nigga, I am the gift. A couple of bundles of piff, hollow points in the Smith. You need me, just hit up the chat. Just give me time to pack. Just know when I land, I'm killing your man with a drum on the mat. Let me retract. We're killing everything, this is a jack. We're killing everything, give me the pack. We're killing everything when we attack. Let me distract. C4 in the act, causing a scene for niggas, get out of the way for niggas that rap. Nigga, I'm real off the bat. Nigga, you're full of hot air, loosen the cap. I'm talking to niggas that rap. Really, I'm talking to niggas that rap. Peligro. 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 peligro.